Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Jorge Kecklin. What we're going to see today is the first of the auto shows that really we are all getting together in none other than in California, the Los Angeles Auto Show. The land of hot rods, the land of Gurney with his All-American racers, the land where they build all the buggies for the Baja. You guessed it, this is California. And we bring you today the Los Angeles Auto Show 2021. My name is Jorge Kecklin. Welcome to the show. This guy, Fisker, he has been trying. Don't forget that Walt Disney went bankrupt 9 times trying to do Disneyland in Anaheim in California. So it takes a while, right? He hasn't gone bankrupt. He comes from a very strong background, financial background. And he has been trying. And this time at the LA Auto Show, he has caused quite an impression with his concept vehicle to be produced, actually in production, the Ocean. Sustainable all the way. Even from plastic, from the ocean, and from t-shirts. It's all recycled material that he's using in producing the Ocean. Now, not only on the price. Okay, you want to know the price? Starting MSRP at $37,000. He's got one of the biggest, if not the largest, biggest range at 350 miles. And he has this platform that is a work of art. You see there the aluminum welding that is so difficult to get right. This guy, they are artists, the way they've done it. You look at the detail and it causes a good impression. And then the 2 engines. And what we keep on seeing in platforms with electric vehicles with 2 engines is that it's noticeable that the engine at the back is the largest. Yeah, you always want to have rear wheel drive. I laugh because it's so fantastic, to understand. It's the engine, the one that gives you the power in the back. And in the front, it's a smaller engine. It's amazing what we're learning here at the LA Auto Show and forever, what we're coming up, because most of these cars are going to be really fully online, on sale by 2022, 2023. So what we're doing here is we're looking at the future. It's really and truly a concept car show, electric vehicles. It's inevitable, like my friend Ed Lowe at Motor Trend says, it's inevitable EV, electric vehicle. And what we saw at Hyundai, they were the ones, Jose Munoz, the COO of the Global, he was the first one saying hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. And that's why they call it BEV, battery electric vehicle. Lots to learn. If there ever has been a brand that has been involved with all of us in the essence of car racing and victories, is without doubt Porsche. Dr. Ferdinand Porsche started life, of course, with air-cooled boxer engines that they forever with the 911 and the 914 and the beginning with the Volkswagen Beetle were the essence of what it was to build a car that will last forever, that will be very, very good in racing with a different kind of setup with a rear engine. And that was the essence. And it was so different to a Italian exotic V12 front engine sports cars. And what I would like to bring today to you is the latest. This is the Mission R. This is a full electric, which is following kind of like the 911 has done over the years, and then the Cayman came along, which I believe it was the real heritage of a 911, and then of course the Boxster. Now they have the Taycan, and the Taycan is proving to be an excellent Porsche engineering. So today, with you, the Mission R, Porsche. There are people who know and people who you recognize immediately with a brand. And this is none other than a famous last name, Hope, but his name is James, and he's the brand communications manager for Kia USA. Why don't we find out where Kia is now?
That's a great question, Jorge. Kia is in an awesome position. Earlier this year, we launched with an all-new logo, that is all about modernity, mobility, and sustainability.
And then you have now obviously this electrification of electric vehicles, hybrids, new technology. Kia,
100% Kia. So it started actually a lot longer ago than many people think. We started with the Soul EV 7 years ago, and then we had the Nero EV coming up just a few years after that. But in May, we launched the EV6, which is our first dedicated EV, and it's built off of our advanced platform, a modular platform that will allow us to build multiple EVs going forward.
kind of a simple vehicle, an electric car, really, isn't it?
I don't know about simple, but certainly there are some advantages, right? Outside of just the sustainability aspect of it, you see lower maintenance costs because of an EV, you see instant acceleration, and now that we're looking at batteries that will take cars up to 300 miles on a single charge, range anxiety is no longer an issue.
Where does recycling come? It's a question that since the first hybrid appeared on the market, everybody said, what are you going to do with the recycling?
First off, many parts of cars are actually recyclable now, but we're looking at recycling parts of the batteries as they age. We're partnering with companies that will allow us to do that. We're also looking at sustainability efforts on a global scale. So we'll be talking a little bit later today at the press conference at the LA Auto Show about what Kia is doing on a global scale to help our oceans and recycle from the ocean.
So what better now? Let's go and check the press conference from Kia here at the LA Auto Show. If there is a vehicle that is sort of catching all the attention, is the concept of Kia EV9. Not only is an SUV, it's built on a platform that is extra leggera, super leggera, like the Italians, is because weight is so important for a 300-mile range. But where it is really captivating people and the attention and creativity is the interior. How they have done the interior, not only can be a living room where you can put your shoes and you can have space for everything, how you can move around, the solar roof, and also the roof that becomes kind of like a television panel, and you can start watching on the roof. Being inside, you just go up and you start watching there for everybody. It's really, really cool. Kudos to Kia for captivating everybody with this concept, the EV9 here at the LA Auto Show. And would you like to see it absolutely naked? So here we go, and kind of learning ABC, 2 and 2 is 4, in terms of what the whole industry is going into, the flexible platforms of electric vehicles. This is the chassis, what it was before, 2 rails and everything was, anchored into. This is what it is, the platform of a car. Now, if you can see, I can put my hand here, so that means it's flexible according to the size. What catches more my eye on this one is the 2 engines. Of course, everybody wants rear-wheel drive, and that's where you had the limited slip differential, and you would put a posse traction, and everything would go in the back, because the back is the one where you want to have the traction. Guess what? The biggest engine is in the back. Electric engine. That's what it is. There's no more power that goes to the back. It's right there. And at the front, it's a smaller engine, and curiously, it's not flat like that one. It's vertical. And here we start to understand. And when we see more, and we are going to see more, you will start noticing the difference between the companies in how they build their electric vehicle platforms. For decades, General Motors, aka the General, was the largest company in the world. Decades. And there they were with all their brands. Remember? Oldsmobile, Pontiac. And today, here we are with a Corvette. Stays there, still built in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And this is the latest And guess what? They're going to build 10 Corvette race cars to go and compete where? In Europe. Don't mention the war, but they're going with Mustangs. So the gringos, the Americans, are going after the European exotic Italians and everything else that is there. There they go, Corvette and Mustang going to compete in Europe. And this Z06, it still can rev it up and do what you want, and it doesn't break. It's a strong made car, especially with that gearbox, right in the middle with an excellent weight distribution. And one of the best built sport cars in my book. You look at it in detail and it will be up there with any one of them, including Huayra or Rimac. And talking about that, the General is going with Hummer as an EV. And the EV is going to cost more than $200,000. Manufacturing today, OEM, original equipment manufacturers, are making their money on over $200,000 vehicles. The WRX made itself very famous with Pro Drive of Dave Richards in England, and it was managed by Nick Fry. Who's Nick Fry? He's the one with Ross Brown who bought Honda Formula One for $1 and won the World Formula One World Championship with Jenson Button, and then went on to sell it, what is today Mercedes AMG. Pro Drive is the ones who made WRX. They are the ones. Now, Subaru went like Mitsubishi and no more of this until today. We have it, and if you read closely, there's a sign that says prototype. What does it have that we can tell you so far? It's a 2.4, 271 horsepower, coupled to a manual 6, something that is, not even Ferrari sells you now a manual 6. In terms of torsional rigidity, of course, with CAD-CAM today and with the 7 types of steel that you can use, plus carbon fiber, is 28% stiffer. You can tune up the bump and the rebound from the cockpit. You don't have to go down and click anymore, the bump or the rebound. Right now, what we have is the WRX, and it's introduced, and it's going to go on sale, and we're going to be able again to enjoy what it is. We're a rally championship performer for the street, and more than anything, and this is where new technology and simulator kind of racing drivers that we have today, they're no longer coming out of karting or Formula Ford or Formula 3, Formula 2, they come out of sims. And this one, you can sit there and from the cockpit do your own setup, your own mise à point. You can do it. Isn't that fantastic? We're going to bring you more soon of the WRX from Subaru. So here at the LA Auto Show, you have just about everything. The Barbie car, of course, is not going to be for sale yet. It's for sale, and it's a PR exercise they're doing for a small model car available exclusively at Walmart, in case you want to buy one and give it to your daughter. But it's available only at Walmart. It's a PR exercise, and they have actually manufactured this car that I asked, are you going to build it? They said, we don't think so. And I don't think so. This is it, AutoMundo. My name is Jorge Kecklin, the LA Auto Show. So this is Christmas. How does it go, that song of the Beatles? So this is Christmas, peace on earth. But anyway, here we are. Start choosing. What are you going to ask Santa for? Mommy? Daddy, I want to have a rear axle ratio, for my car. Really? How about a crate engine? Yep. Now you can start your winter projects, and you can ask Ford or anybody to drop in an electric motor crate engine available today. Order online. Take out the old one, drop in the new one. How about that for a project? Bonding between daddy and son and all of us. Bunch of guys, instead of having to put carburetors wholly and the intake manifold and exhaust manifold and a radiator, an oil cooler and what have you. Well, now is the time to start ordering. Right, are you ready? It's coming. And the cameraman says, yes. No, I'm saying, are you ready? It's coming. You can get a Beetle and put an electric engine. Pickups are ideal because you can put the batteries all on the flatbed and you can start converting to electric. What has Ford Motor Company done? That Jim Farley there, the CEO, man, you're too much. He has created and launched and put up for sale, you can order a crate engine. Comes in a crate, you just go, any vehicle you want, boom, and you drop the electric engine. And this is what they've done here. Ford Motor Company has a 1978 F100, which they have put all the underpinnings of the Mustang E GT 2022, full electric. And also, and this one, by the way, is 480 horsepower. Poor thing never knew the F100 that could have 480 horsepower. I mean, that's the essence of tuning, isn't it? That you will go and you had a car like the Pontiac, the GTO, started life as a 6-cylinder inline engine. And that guy, DeLorean and Bob Lutz, they dropped and they did the Judge. That was the Pontiac, the GTO, the first one of them kind of tuning that you could do, whether it was to put a manifold with 4 Webers or Holley carburetors or manifolds and exhausts and whatever. Today, then later, that came into chips. You change the chip, and now this is what it is. So, are you ready? Start tuning. You can do it. I really would like to give it a hand. Make no mistake. The Ford F-150 is the #1 selling vehicle in the United States of America for the last, I believe it's 38, 39 years, consecutive. Actually, the 3 most sold vehicles in the United States of America, a market of about 17 million new cars per year, are 3 pickups: Ford, GM, and Ram. And here, what we have is one that you cannot find right now at the dealers. They go flying. You can't find it. It's a Raptor. And the Raptor F-150, this is the 3rd generation, the 3rd iteration, as they call it. Now, Ford did a couple of things with the F-150 that was kind of like, it shook all of us. First of all, they started making them out of aluminum. Weight is very important. And aluminum kind of like has its stigma about to fix it, to repair any bodywork damage. They did it. And then they did something which was better still, a V6. What? A Ford American, that's a V8 anywhere around the world. It's a V8, un V8. And they came out with this EcoBoost that for years we heard Ford was developing. And that's what it has, a V6 EcoBoost twin turbo on a pickup. Now you know why the Ford Raptor F-150 is flying out of the shelves. You can't find it in the dealerships. Now, if this one is too much, then I'll leave you with some sort of compensation for us lesser people that we have to mortgage our homes to buy a vehicle like this. You can get a Ranger Raptor. That in our next show. Ford keeps on, Jim Farley and everybody there at Dearborn pulling out rabbits out of the hat. They're going to be sent to Las Vegas to be in the Magician's Show of the Year. Not only they've come up with that beautiful F-100 of 1978, and they have dropped the crate engine of 280 horsepower. And in this one, they've done it as a conversion based on the Mustang E GT, 480 horsepower. A Ford F-100 of 1978 with 480 horsepower, electric on top of that. My goodness, where are we? 2021 at the LA Auto Show. And also an urban pickup. 2.5 liters, hybrid powertrain, extended bed. You can take, all the drywalls and the pieces of wood or whatever you need to take, because it's a city pickup. And that's where a lot of manufacturers are going to. By the way, the first one I think that came out with this was Subaru with that Baja. For all of you who say it's not the first one, I agree. But now they're coming. And most of the manufacturers are doing, even the European manufacturers, talk about Peugeot. So now at SEMA, not only the Broncos, but they prepared this tuned up Maverick. 60,000 pre-orders Before it's even there, before you've seen it, before you what color, I think you can order it $60,000. And you would think that it will start around what? 100,000 full electric, F-150, Lightning, 100,000, 80,000, starts at 40,000. That's like the Maverick, starts at 20,000. I mean, you can buy a Maverick for 20,000 and have a pickup to drive around town, excellent maneuverability, and and the hybrid kind of powertrain. And this one, 100% EV, inevitable, nueva, La Ford F-150 Lightning in the LA Auto Show. At the Los Angeles Auto Show, presentation after presentation of new technology, electric vehicles, but we still have the classic American made in USA brands. One of them, of course, is Lincoln, one of the two luxury brands in the US. And it has two SUV models. There's no more Continental so far. And one of them is a very, very nice Aviator. And what we have here, which is the Navigator, which was one of the first of them SUVs, big ones that brought, that bling here in Los Angeles and started all this trend of the big SUVs. The Lincoln Navigator at the LA Auto Show. Name Baja, name the Mint, name any of the championships that you have off-road, and Toyota will be there, winning them and developing and having the best technology. And that was what was the showcase at the Los Angeles Auto Show. In the Los Angeles Auto Show, Toyota was exhibiting not only the new Tundra 2022. That's one territory where the Japanese want to come in, right? With the Titan and the Tundra and so many that they want to really go and bring in the American spirit of a pickup. But where they really score big is with the Tacoma, and with TRD. In TRD, Toyota Racing Developments Pro, California 100%. And that's where you can see that the Tacoma is, as a pickup, a great, great vehicle. Really, who started everything was Toyota with the Prius, right? Everybody will have Prius. The announcer at ABC bought 4 Prius because it was, eco, it was sustainable, it was good for the environment, the Prius. And it was new technology. And it was one that we can see, or we could see in those days, the future. And the future is today at the LA Auto Show, when Toyota has announced their latest iteration, which is the BZ4X. Like most of the cars and vehicles we're seeing here, electric vehicles, platforms and construction and engineering, all of them are 2023. And that's where we're going to have the range of the batteries, which is going to be a decider. How quickly they charge, another decider. But really, what a good decider of what to buy is going to be the interior. And how sustainable is the car in the materials they have used. In cars is where they're making a huge, huge impact in reducing and recycling plastics from the ocean, T-shirts, all sorts of materials that they are using to recycle and use new kind of materials. And this is the exciting part about what the future, the near and today future has for us. This is where Toyota is making us feel their presence. Time to say goodbye. It's been a great journey here, going not only with the origins of the automobile to what it is today and what it's going to be right now, 2023. Most of the manufacturers are telling you that their cars are going to be ready by 2023. Talk about the Lightning, talk about, the Fisker, talk about the cars we've been looking at and the concepts either from Hyundai or from Kia, the Koreans, and of course, many, many others. And this is what we have for you here on AutoMundo. My name is Jorge Keckling from the Los Angeles Auto Show. Nothing less than telling you, welcome to the show. Thank you.